All right, this is Unit 1, Lesson 3, Subtracting Integers. So what we're going to learn is subtracting integers and finding the distance on a number line. So our essential question is what happens when you add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers? So our key concept, subtracting integers. To subtract an integer, add its additive inverse. So 2 minus 7 equals 2 plus negative 7. Or in symbols, a minus b equals a plus negative b. So the big thing here is to realize that a negative sign and a subtraction sign mean the exact same thing, okay? So the number line below shows 4 minus 9 equals negative 5. So again, I start at 0. I go 4 units to the right, and then minus 9, back 9 units to the left, which gives me the negative 5. When you subtract 9 on the number line, the result is the same as adding negative 9. Okay, so it's the same type of thing that we just did in lesson 2. Okay, so let's look at an example. Find each difference. 6 minus 15. 6 minus 15 equals 6 plus negative 15. Different signs, subtract. 15 is larger, 15 is negative, so my answer is negative. Negative 7 minus 8. I'm going to change the minus 8 to plus negative 8. Again, same thing, I didn't change the problem. They're the same sign, so I add them together. 7 plus 8 is 15, so they're both negative, so negative 15. All right, so let's try some problems. 4 minus 15. Okay, so this is like saying 4 plus negative 15. Okay, so different signs. So I subtract. 15 minus 4 gives me 11. 15 is larger and negative, so my answer is also negative. 1b, negative 3 minus 12, so I can rewrite this as negative 3 plus a negative 12. Okay, so these are the same sign, so I add them together, which gives me 15. They're both negative, so my answer is also negative. All right, inductive reasoning is the process of reaching a conclusion based on a pattern of examples. So in example 1, you subtracted a positive integer by adding its additive inverse. I can use inductive reasoning to see if the method also applies to subtracting a negative integer. So if I'm adding the additive inverse, 2 and then 4 plus negative x, so 4 plus negative 2 gives me 2. For 1, it gives me 3. For 0, 4, negative 1, 5. So if I input and I'm just subtracting, 4 minus 2 is 2, 4 minus 1 is 3, 4 minus 0 is 4, 4 minus negative 1 gives me 5. Continuing the pattern in the first column, 4 minus a negative 1 equals 5. The result is the same as when you add the additive inverse. Right? So find each difference in example 2. 9 minus negative 2. So 9 minus negative 2 is 9 plus 2. Negative, negative right next to each other, make a positive. 9 plus 2 is 11. 3 minus negative 5. 3 minus negative 5 becomes 3 plus 5, or 8. So let's try some problems out. 18 minus 2, minus a negative 2. So this becomes 20. And then negative 5 minus negative 11, this becomes positive 11. So negative 5 plus 11, so they're different signs. So I still subtract the numbers. 11 minus 5 is 6. 11 is larger and positive, so my answer is positive. Find distance on a number line. You can find the distance between two integers by using a number line. You can also determine the distance by finding the absolute value of the difference of the numbers. The number line below shows that the distance between negative 4 and 5 is 9 units. So negative 4 and 5, 9 different units. Example 3, find the distance between 3 and negative 3 on the number line. So 3 minus negative 3 equals 6. So my distance is 6. All right, let's try it. Find the distance between each pair of integers, negative 30 and negative 22. So just like I did up here, negative 30 minus negative 22, and I'm finding the absolute value of that. This becomes positive, so negative 30 plus 22 gives me -8, but it's in absolute value, so the distance is 8. And then -6 plus 5. So -6 minus 5, absolute value, same sign. So that's the absolute value of -11, which is 11. All right, example 4. The top of an iceberg is 15 feet above sea level. The bottom of the iceberg is 105 feet below sea level. What is the distance from the top to the bottom of the iceberg? So write an expression to find the distance and then evaluate. 15 feet above sea level minus 105 feet below sea level gives me 15 minus -105, and I take the absolute value of that. 15 plus 105 is 120. So 120 is the distance from the top to the bottom of the iceberg. Let's try it. A gopher begins digging at 7 inches below ground level and stops digging at 16 inches below ground level. How far did the gopher dig? Okay, so he started at -7 and then subtracted, stopped at -16. Okay, so that's saying -7 plus 16. They're still absolute values. Okay, so 16 minus 7, because they're different signs, is 9. So 9 equals 9 inches. So the grasshopper, or the gopher dug 9 inches. All right, and that is the end of Unit 1, Lesson 3.